Well, hi everybody, this is Papa Olson once again. Hey, we have a lot going on in this video. A lot of things that I've been wanting to share with you. One, rollover trophy. Two, what the qualification time trial thing's all about and a video on it. Parts in a parts trailer, parts on a cart, tools that you need to have. A whole lot of stuff. I just don't know where to start. So let's go ahead and start with qualifications. So here's Jonathan doing qualifications. So there's a little meter at the bottom of the white line, and it just got track record.
Jonathan's fastest lap was a 7th lap at 7.576.
Pretty cool stuff, huh? Alright, like I said before, if you have a 24-foot trailer, you can have up to 6 cars. So, what we're going to talk about is the tools that you need to have when you're first starting out. This is the nitrogen bulb that I talked about early on for the tires, and that's only for advanced, and we'll get into that more later. These things here, if you have a bent radius rod and you need to straighten it out because you hit the wall or something like that, these rods go on the radius rod just like you see here, and you bend those and it will straighten out your radius rods, and at least you can finish out the race with hopefully and win the race. Okay, so those radius rods have what they call Heim's joints on the end, and these you screw into each end of the rod. If you buy a 10-foot stick of this rod, you can get up to 7 or 8 rods for the same price of one pre-made radius rods. Tires. The tires for 2018 and quarter midget will be Hoosier tires. And so the picture you see here is the right side, the back and the front tire. So usually your tracks will be have a parts person that will supply those tires for you. Here's the sizes of each tire. This is the back tire. And here is the front tire. Again, most of your competitive racers will change their tires about every 3rd race weekend plus their heats. For novices, you don't have to change them at all. Just if you need to change your tires at all, go talk to one of the racers that race all the time, and they'll hook you up with a slightly used set. So, tools that you'll need. This is a tire wrench. One's for the front, and one end of it is for the back tire. A lot of times you'll have to use a ratchet strap so that you can hold the tire still while you loosen that nut on the tire. And this is the ratchet strap that we use. Just thought I'd show you a close-up. So we hook it on the bumper on the side, and it holds the tire still while you do it. This is a typical tire wrench. Both ends you can use. And some of them have a T-handle for the front tire. Okay, this picture here is Allen wrenches. You're going to need a couple of Allen wrenches. See this little screw on this shock? So there's a couple places where you'll need different size Allen wrenches. Okay, this picture here is the rear axle gears. You see that they were a split gear? They go onto the back side of this rear axle, and that slides out, and those gears pop into place really quick and easy to change if you need to change in a race. And then you have a motor gear, and this is a triangle hub gear, and it makes it so that you can change it pretty easy without having to pull your motor out. Highly recommend these kind of gears that you get. Did I tell you that we're going to be cooking through a lot of information in this video. A lot. So if you notice in the last two pictures, they were showing you the sizes. Well, if you change your gears because of the temperature, you're going to end up changing your chain and that kind of stuff, and it kind of gives you an idea of what's going on. This picture here, Windex, one of my favorite hand cleaning tools. That and a roll of paper towels, you can clean any grease off your hands. This is blue tape. This is what we use to tape on the numbers on the back of our cars. 1-inch blue tape, it goes a long way, goes on easy, comes off easy. It's very handy. You'll need that. Okay, tools you'll need: pair of channel locks, pair of cutters, needle nose pliers, a Phillips screwdriver, a straight screwdriver, couple of wrenches, 7/16, 5/8, 9/16, 1/2 inch, and that'll do you for a start. Stagger tape measure for going around the tire, and a regular tape measure for measuring your ride heights on your cars. The wrenches. We usually have the socket on the end or the ratchet on the end. This is the stagger tape measure going around the tire. Basically, that is to measure the circumference of your tires so that you can figure out your stagger. Okay, this picture here is showing small tie wraps that tie wrap to your fuel line and other places in your car. So you might have to pick up a pack of tie wraps. Usually the small ones are good enough. This picture here is an air pressure gauge. So you can start out with a cheap one, they're about 20 bucks, but eventually if you get into it, you might want to get a more expensive one because the cheap ones will be off by about 3 or 4 pounds of pressure, and that makes a big difference. Okay, the last picture you saw was a bungee cord. See my hand with that tire? A lot of times if a car jumps up on the back bumper, lands right there, it'll pop that hood off. So what I recommend to everybody is to put a bungee cord wrapped around the back end of the frame to hold that back hood onto your car, even if a car runs up on the back of your car. It's just saved you from having lots of problems. This picture here, oh my gosh, this is the coolest tire changer in the history of man. So you take this wheel here, you set it on this tire changer, and so you start putting these little pieces in there. This piece here that goes in the center shaft so that the wheel won't move around when you're trying to push on the tire. So then you put on these gigantic spacers and they'll fill up, and then you put a nut at the very top and tighten that down. So then you take your tire and you'll put it over the top and kind of put it on the side and kind of cup it from the both sides of the tire, and you start working it on there. You see how I got my hand on the side of the tire? So you do that on both sides, and you can push that on until you get it completely on one layer. These two tools right here, these are what you put on the wheel, and you see the groove right there in the edge of the tire rim. You put that on there, that one little plastic deal, and around that edge there, as you can see in the picture, and you just push out. Push it out, and that'll slide along those little grooves there, pushing the tire down, and it snaps on really, really easy. Just a little bit of practice, and you'll be able to put these tires together in no time flat. And so, boom, we got a tire on that rim, and it probably took less than a couple minutes. Now you see this little groove on this tool? This is so that you can take the tire off. And you'll see in the next slide, on the same tool here, there'll be a groove that's curvy towards the end there. That you shove that flat end into the tire part, and on the wheel you can see that little groove there that goes against these spacers, and you pull that handle around, and that will seat the tire. See how it's going around like that? That will seat that tire off the tire. Okay, so the next two pictures are a gas can. Well, it's just something that works. A lot of the racers have them. It's up to you what kind of gas can you use, but here's one. Okay, so let's slow this down a little bit and relax. My wife got into painting rocks, and once she painted one rock, another person wanted one, and then another, and another, and then pretty soon everybody at the track was asking for a rock. And here's some of the rocks. In later pictures, you'll see a bunch of other rocks, or different kinds of rocks, animals and emojis and that kind of stuff. Well, what we use that for is after the kids go to bed, she would go out and hide them all over the race area, so when the kids woke up in the morning, they could go out and start looking for rocks. Kind of fun. And so the kids get to keep their favorite one, and then they're supposed to bring the rest back so we can replant them again for the next race. Lots of fun activities at the track. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope we didn't give you too much information too fast to absorb, but I guess you can watch it over again. Hey, come on out, watch the race. It's free to watch. Thanks again for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.